Hi everyone, in this video I'm talking about the art style of Stellar Blade. When I first saw it, to be honest, I wasn't that exciting. It feels kind of bland to me, but the more I spend playing the demo and taking a look at some of the screenshot, the press release screenshot, I actually got pretty excited. I'm going to go more in depth talking about the art style of the game and why you should be excited about it as well. Well, I don't know if excited, but just learn a bit more about the art style and what makes it interesting and unique. So again, based on what I've seen so far, it seems like Stellar Blade draws inspiration from a couple of sources of its art style, particularly in the realm of character design, but also world design. This includes Nier Automata. That game features kind of a similarly stylish heroines with a focus on fashion and flair. Even amidst a desolate world, both games lean into the blend of beauty and combat. Now the other thing is kind of similar to Bayonetta in a way, because their characters are super cool and stylish and kind of fight with confidence and flair. It's kind of almost like a performance, kind of a dancing and fighting at the same time. They might wear really cool outfits. We already seen it also, especially at the beginning, but again throughout the demo. And they have the way of moving, both again in terms of combat moves and just the style overall, which kind of feels quite similar. So Stellar Blade's art style is kind of a captivating mix of realism and anime influences, kind of evident throughout the characters, environments, and overall aesthetics. Now in terms of enemy design, most of them look kind of organic, monstrous creatures. Some of them enhanced with kind of a cybernetic features, kind of a combination of robotic and organic life forms. Now in terms of environment, you can see part of it here, of course, on the screen. There are going to be diverse environments, of course, but from what I've seen so far, less of the lush forest type environments and more of the kind of a towering metallic industrial zones type of environments. Now again, it's supposed to be kind of a post-apocalyptic. Again, it happens on Earth. So basically you play as Eve, which is a member of a special squad sent down from space colony back to devastated Earth. So basically you kind of a story where humanity lost a war against alien creatures called Naitiba, and forcing them to flee Earth and build a space colony. And she's gonna get help for some of the survivors. Now one of them is named Adam, who's gonna lead her to Zion, the last human city on Earth. There she might find allies and resources for a fight. So again, this basically kind of set the stage for your adventure in Stellar Blade, where you explore a ruined Earth. Now again, the game does remind me of Nier Automata, both in terms of the protagonist, the theme when it comes to nature versus technology. So again, I think it's a beautiful setting because more of the narrative aspect, humanity is kind of a complex relationship when it comes to nature versus technology. Seeing basically nature, how it combines with, especially post-apocalyptic games, when you've seen what actually other aliens or human beings have done to the world. And usually it involves kind of protagonist design, something related to cybernetic enhancement in items, where humans rely heavily on technology to survive. That being said, again, there's also a mix between, some anime aesthetics to create a visually stunning and immersive world. And again, this is those who really love fantasy games, but you want something that has kind of roots on Earth. You can see that through the character design, environments, lighting effects, and consistent use of natural and technological elements all contribute to this captivating experience. To be honest, I really like also the contrast between, when you have some kind of anime-inspired character design and some other elements, how they contrast something more realistic. I mean, the combination of both leads to something, kind of interesting and unique. And of course, if you go something with kind of a more fantasy-like, you can get a bit more crazy. You have more room to actually project things, something more arcadey, non-realistic. So overall, the art style is kind of trying to do a mix that basically, again, tells a narrative in a more faithful way, but on the other hand, brings some more arcadey and fantasy-like elements that actually make a game maybe more, let's say, fun and exciting to play and watch. The other thing is things related to lighting. Usually when you have something kind of bland, more grayish type of environment, visual effects, especially if it's a bit dark, kind of more stand out. You can actually clearly see it here in this particular boss fight, but of course in the environment as well. Just, you know, visual effects just stand out better in this type of environment. There's a really great deal of contrast between all the visual effects and the lighting effects against the kind of dark and gloomy environment. So then even these small things like sunlight filtering through trees or neon lights illuminating a cityscape, you know, strong lighting can significantly enhance the atmosphere and visual appeal of the game. So the more I take this into account, the more I learn to appreciate it. The other thing is related to visual cues when you fight, so you can clearly see it compared to if it was like very colorful environment where everything just blends together and it's really hard to see. And especially for this tight combat game where again it's very important to pay attention to both the sound and visual cues, I think it's also a good decision. And that's about it. What do you think about the art style choice when it comes to Stellar Blade? Did you like it? Do you think it's bland? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.